Well, for the first time, Marisa and I take out baby Beau on the ATV, and the Dunbar herd has a surprise for us. I don't know why they jumped it. Somebody wanted over here really bad. They remember where they got out. He's got something going on with his belly button. Why did that specific cow want out? Breeding season is getting hot and heavy. Dunbar and Blackjack are trying to sort the feelings out. It was time to set up something new so we can keep an eye out on the Ponderosa while we are gone. Morning, guys. Gal. Well, hey guys, welcome back to Cross Timbers Bison. I just pulled into the burn unit and this is the Dunbar herd. Kind of ran into an issue. Me and Marisa took out our baby boy Beau for the first time yesterday. We took him out with us and we were just going to do a little herd check. We had to feed the bees some sugar water, give them a little supplement. And as soon as we pulled into right here in this area, the Dunbar herd was out here. Well, the Dunbar herd was not supposed to be here, basically. So they're actually supposed to be in the hay meadow, which is where the last place we left them. So within a day or so from us checking them from a hay meadow until here, the bison jumped out and they escaped. Well, after we fed the bees and after we fed Eleanor, so after we did that, we drove down the fence line on the north side of the hay meadow and we tried to, there's Dunbar right there, we tried to find where they got out. Well, the last place to look was in a corner and we have one of our cheaper gates there, and what we've discovered is somebody jumped the gate, damaged the top of it, and when it hit it, it opened it. Here's how we discovered this. Not here. Let's get the other.
Latched, right?
Yeah, there's Eleanor. Hey, Eleanor. We'll be back. All right. Come on, Bullet. Feed the bees. They need a little bit of love. Hey guys. Be very quietly, gentle. Let's see, last one. Alright guys, there you go. Everybody's covered. Bees have been fed. Eleanor. Hey girl. Hey, hold on. Hold on. There you go. Hey girl. Looking pretty out here. Tall grass all by yourself. Living the dream. Bullet, there's your buddy. There's your buddy. Go check on Eleanor. No, not today. Too hot. She looks pretty. Stay brown, girl.
Why did they jump?
I don't know why they jumped it. Somebody wanted over here really bad. Guess they were done in the hay meadow. They were ready to move. Guess they're trying to tell us something. All right, so what's going on here is I don't know what, but so one of them decided to jump it, and then I just had it wired up right here. What I did was when we built this, I felt like that gap was just a little too far. They could get a head stuck in there. So I just put this panel here, and I tied up the panel. And so more than likely what happened is when somebody jumped over, Cal jumped over and wanted over here into the burn unit, it popped it loose or something, because I did have this wired right here, is what I'm thinking. Yeah. See, there's something right there. It's not much, but I definitely had it wired up here. And so now I'm just going to have to get a longer chain and wrap there. Fix this, obviously. This is what I get for going cheap on my gates. And I like using these gates because you can adjust the height of them here with your hinge. They're bolted hinge. And instead of welding to it, because sometimes if these H-braces bend over time, your gate will raise up. So that's why we don't like to weld on these type of gates. Anytime we work the animals, we don't use this stuff. So in tight places, we use welded. We weld to it because they take a beating. But out here in the pasture, this typically doesn't happen. So that's why we use these big bolt hinges, basically. So yeah, but I don't know what to do now. You know, I've got to chain that basically. So I think I actually have some chain, and I usually have my bolt cutters with me. There's my bolt cutters, and I actually have some longer chain. So might as well do it for right now. Got quite a bit, actually. This is why you need this stuff, just in case. So we got a lot of chain on there. I'm just gonna leave this just for extra, but we may have to straighten that up. I don't know if I'm finding a T-post or a piece of pipe or something. I can bend this back up to get us by, but somebody was desperate and that wanted out of here for some reason. Man, bent that thing good. Us three are gonna head back up to the Ponderosa. We've got something new we're gonna set up so we can keep an eye out on the Ponderosa and see if we can see any strange things happening at night. The Bakers want to thank RioLink to sponsor today's video. We're not wasting any time. We're gonna go ahead and get this floodlight camera from RioLink set up. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to set the security camera up. And tonight we're gonna come back and see what is going on around the Ponderosa. We're gonna go install this bad boy right here, the RioLink Elite Floodlight Wi-Fi. Before you set your camera up, first you gotta get the Wi-Fi hooked up to it. Once you do that, you add your micro SD card. It's time to mount it wherever you want. Once you have your electric set, really easy from here on out. Plate mounted. Has a nice little level out there built in for you. I think we're good to go. Look at this little handy rope right here. They put on a little hook right here just to hold it up so you can tie all your electric together. That is very, very handy. I appreciate that. Easy to install. This gives it a nice finish and clean and easy look. Especially what I did is I just put it over the 2 ribs here so it'd be balanced. These are 6-inch ribs, so it worked out for us. And using the RealLink app, especially for our floodlights here, we can readjust those where I want them to go. Later on tonight, I can use the RealLink app to move my camera around to see where I want to be pointing at and stuff like that. So there we go, all set up. All right, guys, so I just checked the camera, and the 3 toms are roosting right where the horses stay for the night. And so what I started kind of this summer is I will let the horses graze out in the pasture during the day in pasture 1, and then right at dark, and sometimes right before I go to bed, if I don't forget about them, I will go catch the horses. But the turkeys are sitting there roosting right where I have to go, and I got to open up a gate and everything. So I've got my bucket of feed, and let's see what the turkeys do. I'm going to turn the camera on so it records. There's turkeys, there's floodlight. So literally every night that I walk out here, I'm out here 3 seconds, and those horses, I just say Cora, and they show up. So of course the night I'm filming with the RealLink, they don't show up. That's how it goes, right? Oh, I know where these horses are. Well, a couple of moments later, I eventually found the horses and got Cora and Morgan to come up. No problem. Anytime you got feed, those horses will show up. That was funny. Those turkeys are a mess. They're so funny. They roost there, and then the hen roosts somewhere else. I don't know where she roosts. I see her randomly. But, you know, other than just feeding those horses like that and having that light while I'm out there feeding them, calling them up, locking the gate, making sure they have clean water, and those kind of things, those are everyday activities. I can do all that hands-free with that floodlight from RealLink. The other thing is just a sense of security for me and my family, knowing that it's motion activated, and if there's somebody coming up to the barn, you know, in the middle of the night, my phone's going to go off and it's going to alert me that something's going on, and it's going to record it. Also, during the day, we can be anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, where you're located. I don't have to be here at the ranch to do it. As long as you have service, Wi-Fi on your phone, and see what is going on, you're good to go. Turn night into day and keep the intruders away. With up to 3,000 lumens of high brightness, illuminate every corner. Give you and your family some security. If it's not 3,000 lumens, it's not enough. Now that's security. Whether it's late night chores on the farm or ranch, or just a sense of security, knowing that your home is protected. Shop now and shine a light on intruders before they get too close. Be sure to use the link in our description. So hey guys, it's the next morning. What I'm gonna do today, the goal today is, since the Dunbar herd just recently got out, because more than likely a cow jumped the gate, damaged the gate, popped it off, broke the latch, whatever. So the whole herd went from the hay meadow into the burn unit, and I don't need them in the burn unit. I'm gonna explain to you why I don't need them there and why I gotta move them. So I've got a full bag of cubes. I'm gonna try to move the Dunbar herd right now and get them back to the hay meadow, and I'll tell you what's going on. All right, guys, so it's the next morning. We're back. There's Mr. Blackjack, Peaches, Mr. Dunbar himself. Now I gotta get him back to the hay meadow. I've got the sack of cubes, and the reason why I've got to get him to the hay meadow is because we're planning on doing a summer warm season burn on this 40 acres of the burning unit. Remember, we burnt another 40 acres back in February. This is the other half of it, and I've got to get him out of here because we got to save as much fuel as possible. My burn guy, Cole Fagan, will be upset at me again if I don't have enough fuel out here. Now, last time he checked, we had him out here about a week, and then we moved him to the hay meadow. That's where they've been because we need as much fuel on this as possible. We got to leave some standing dead from last year and this year. Uh-oh, somebody already got in. It's Peaches. Okay, you know what that means. It's time to go. Hey, really? You about dumped the whole thing. Glad it's not open. All right, it's time to go, guys. We got to move. Okay. Okay. Dunbar! Look out, buddy. Hey, Dunbar. You guys ready? Let's see if we can go back to the hay meadow. I've got to work on that gate and try to get it fixed, patched up, I guess you could say, and see why they want to move so bad. That's the problem, is why are they wanting to move so bad? Oh, hey, Peaches. I know. Here we go. Oh, we got a runner right here. Woo, woo. Turn around there, little quaffball. Come on, woo. Come on, woo. Woo, come on, let's go back, kids. See one up there on top of the hill. What are they doing? It's like a mom and a baby. What's that calf doing? Come on. Oh, she's trapped on the other side of the fence. Oh, here he comes. He's hopping. Come on. I don't think that's a newborn. Come on. That's another project. Come on. Blackjack. Hey, Bill, let me in here. They're like, okay, now what? I'm gonna take care of you. Hold on. Hey, Christy, have a calf, would you? Come on. Woo! What in the world? What? Why did they want out of here so bad? Not sure. Hey, Jackie. Just doesn't make any sense. And guys, look at this. I need my understanding ag stick. Look, you can't even see my foot hardly. Just showing you how much mass of grass is in here. Hey, just I think I put these guys out here July 25th, and so we're approaching a month on this whole hay meadow move. And remember, this is our exclusion ring, and we use this to measure how much fuel they've taken, obviously outside of it. And in this situation, we're like, there's a lot of fuel in here. There's a lot of forage in here. There is so much for these guys to eat. Why did that specific cow want out? That's what I want to know. You know, that's what I'm confused, because here's what happens. It takes one, basically. And once that one shows interest in jumping or getting out or something, it kind of entices the others to think that way. And so in the past, we've got rid of those. We call those jumpers. But I just want to know why, because there's so much fuel in here. And this is the hard thing about bison, is we try to force them to stay in a pasture longer than they normally would. And that's just because we want them to eat as much as possible. We want them to be eating stuff which is mostly grass, but they eat forbs, legumes, things like that. We want them to eat plants that they don't always highly desire, because as part of the whole system, they still need to be eating those plants. Of course, they're going to go after the grasses and stuff, but we want to stay here a little bit longer. As long as they're not taking too much, that's a good thing. And you can kind of see here the levels of this grass. It's kind of hard to tell. See just right here, quickly, there's some side oats grama. We have little blue stem. The tall stuff behind me is big blue stem. This is awesome. But, I mean, we're not far off in comparison with our exclusion right there. And so we still got a lot of forage in here. I'm just wondering why. We'll go check their water. My uncle's been helping me water them, so I know that they had water, because we check that daily. But so besides when we talk about how much forage they're taking, so we do talk about how much forage they're taking and just how bison roam around and travel more than your typical cattle, and will go farther to graze. They'll go further to drink water. But something unique that the bison do, as far as their grazing pattern and how picky they are on some of their foods and the palatability on some of these grasses, right? They want the tender stuff because it's nice and smooth and easy to eat. What bison do naturally is they create different layers of grasses. And you really can't see it. It's very hard to show. But you can see areas like this that's grazed, and there's about 12 inches of grass left there, but it's nipped off at the top. And then you see a big bunch of little blue stem. And so what you see is it creates different layers of heights of grasses. And what that affects is your grassland bird species, which is a good thing. We like our birds. And so naturally the bison have done that for hundreds of years on the Great Plains, shaping the landscape and encouraging those birds, because some birds want the low ground nesting birds. Some of them want it here. You got to consider the lesser prairie chicken. You got to consider quail, which is a big deal here in Oklahoma, trying to get that back. Pheasant in other parts of the country. We don't have pheasant down here in southern Oklahoma, but you got to think of all those upland birds, or all the grassland birds, the different sparrows and those type of species, because they need different heights of grass, either for nesting or for leks. Well, they can stand on this and they can feed. So it's just one of those things that the bison do. And don't forget, every time that the bison, see, here's a part right here that they snipped on. Every time the bison bite this, they leave saliva on it. And during the growing season, it like almost entices it to grow faster. It entices it to grow. Pretty unique how the full circle of raising the American bison is just one of the many benefits of raising them. Let's go check this gate, see if we can patch it. So if you guys look past the gate here, you see, look at this path we got here. And the path we have here. I've got them now. Why we have to keep the Dunbar herd out of the burn unit? It's because we're actually gonna burn this in hopefully a couple of days. We have to wait on a north wind because the Highway 7 is next to our property and we can't have the smoke blowing on the highway. So we have to have a cold front, basically, cold front in August. We have to have a northern hit, so that north wind hit, perfectly it'd be a northeast wind because it blows southwest and keeps the smoke from getting on the highway. So we have to do that anytime we do our prescribed burns here. That is the main reason, is we've got to save that fuel and keep them out of it. And I just need 3 or 4 days. So that's why I said, if I maybe just go get a protein tub and put in this hay meadow, that may keep them occupied enough. I just don't know why they want out here. Well, it is 80 acres. I get that. This is roughly 18 acres. There's so much forage in it, it doesn't make any sense. But they want out there, they may want to roam, and that's just bison being bison. We just try to force them to eat a little bit more before we make them move. The other thing over here, here's some more tires that we can do our water system with, which of course we've been working on that. Having them corner this hay meadow. But the hay meadow, I talked to Cole, we may put this on the schedule to burn either in the spring or a summer burn as well. We'll talk more about summer burns and patch burn grazing whenever we burn this thing. It's gonna be fun. There's a lot of fuel in there. And I think Cole's gonna give me the go ahead on it and give me the pass that I've got enough fuel. But if I let the bison in there, they just hammer it, we'll lose that fuel, and our prescribed burn won't be as effective. You need as much fuel as possible. It's dry and hot enough, shouldn't be a problem. Obviously, we'll film that and keep you updated on it as well. So the next thing is I chained this after Marisa and Beau and I were here. And right now, I should take the crescent wrench and I should unbolt this and try to lift this back up, this bar here. This is thinner. It's an economy panel. It's not the heavy duty panel like we use in our corrals. Because if whoever that cow was here, comes over and sees this, she's gonna be like, She's gonna say, well, yeah, I'm gonna go right over this. So what I could do is bring another panel over here and tie up to it, or I can try to fix this thing. Realistically, I should take it off, lay it down, and, oh, hey, sweetie, and try to jack that thing back to where it's supposed to be. All right, guys, this is a temporary patch job. Okay? I'd have to take the gate off, honestly, and I don't have the tools to bend that thing back. It's kind of in a weird place. I don't know if you can tell. You can't get a pry bar and just pry it up. What was that? Lay it down, actually take it up to the barn or bring tools out here to really fix this thing. Honestly, these things are so light. Once this happens, it's really hard to get them even back to, you'll never get them back to where they were. That is a thin gauge gate. Obviously, we need to go a little heavier. But you don't focus on the gate necessarily. It's important to focus on the bison. Why are they wanting out when they've got plenty of forage? Oh, that's what it was. Take a look at this. I heard something in the woods. Jackie! Jeez. Bad dog. Come on, Jackie. Jackie! No! Jackie! Jackie! Come on! Chasing the deer. Well, the good thing is when I was down here trying to patch this up, the bison didn't start coming over the hill. I bet they're down there at the gate that I just shut to close them in. I bet they're sitting down there just waiting. Hopefully they're out grazing, but the good thing is they didn't come down here because they remember. Bison will remember where they got out. And they'll come down here and test it, especially the cow or whoever jumped this out. And so that cow will come down here. She'll probably check it out and see if the coast is clear. We can make this jump. But the thing is the whole herd is not going to get out now because I've got this completely chained up. So once again, this is probably human error that it let the whole herd out. If she just jumped it and damaged it here, and we'd have had this tied up better and chained up, we wouldn't have let the whole herd out, which would have been a little bit easier, but it is what it is. We got them back in to the hay meadow, so. Shoot. I went ahead and gave him some Redmond. This is Blackjack. He's still looking pretty. That's the thing. You look at these bison, and I think this is one of the best years they've looked. At least in the hardcore of summer, in my opinion. A lot of that comes from our late spring, early summer rains that we got in May and in June that were really good and helped kind of give us a boost into this thing. The calves look decent. Our survivors here that made it through the crypto right here. These guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got something going on with his belly button right there. I don't know what it is. I've seen that happen in a couple of them and they just heal up eventually, but you guys see these little sores right here. I know you always ask about them. So basically that's an area where flies get. It's either there or up there on their hip. Flies get them there really bad. The flies aren't terrible right now. Every animal's different. There's another patch right there on the Grand Champion. But once the flies get to it, it's irritating. It's pretty much like a scab to them, and then they can reach back there and lick it like that. So they're just trying to keep the flies off of it. Well, that scab really never heals in the summer. They'll go and rub on these trees really hard and get a good scratching. Well, when they do that, they kind of open that wound up. It'd be like, look at these two, Dunbar and Blackjack, tussling around. these two guys are grappling a little bit with each other. We still are in breeding season, of course, so that's going to go on. And someday we know that Blackjack is going to outdo Dunbar. Dunbar's 8, Blackjack's only 2. And we know that day, and those roles will flip, basically. We know that. Blackjack will be bigger than Dunbar and will be more than likely kind of shoving Dunbar out of the way, essentially. That's just nature. That's how things go. And remember, I just darted Dunbar. He was parasites getting this time of the year. I need to be better at maybe preventing that earlier in the summer, before we let him out really hardcore on grazing, before he cuts weight. But he's like, when he's out here in breeding season, he's got a lot on his mind. And so that's why a lot of the times these bulls can lose weight. Ideally, you don't want your breed bull to have a breakdown. You don't want that, right? Blackjack is held together pretty well. I better get inside here. He snuck up on me. He's holding up, and compared to Dunbar, Dunbar just got thin from the parasites, and it seems to happen every summer. And as a dominant, more mature bull, older bull, he's trying to spread his love and keep this hooligan out of his way. Well, that's all settled for now. Hopefully the Dunbar herd stays where they're supposed to, right there in the hay meadow. Got a lot of things happening around the Ponderosa, and can't wait to share them with you guys. Got a lot of projects going, and hopefully the plumber will show up this coming week, and we can dig up that leak and get it taken care of so that our tire water can get going and be full time. And anyways, also something else exciting. We've got a new stick flavor coming. I know we're out of our 100% Bison sticks right now, but we've got a new flavor coming. Can't wait to drop it for you. So now we'll have 3 flavors of our Bison sticks. Headed to go pick them up tomorrow. I want to thank Real Link for sponsoring today's video. You guys can check out the link in the description. Get your elite floodlight Wi-Fi and shine a light on those intruders before they get too close. Thank you guys for watching us. We'll see you guys soon. We're gonna keep on bison ranching.